Hello everybody, Jim Flieler, Vice President of Sales for Charlotte Products in Canada. Welcome to today's video short. This one's actually going to focus on post-coronavirus washroom cleaning checklist. So it's here to help every single one of us clean a very vital part of any facility, and that is the washrooms. We want to lower the risk of an outbreak. With today's COVID-19, there's no question there's going to be a ramp up of the need to clean better with probably less money, as a matter of fact, because I don't believe budgets are going to increase post-coronavirus. In fact, you probably won't have what you had spending before that. So what we have to do is learn new efficient ways, and that's what we'll talk to you about today. Out of every single dollar you spend on custodial or janitorial, well over 90% is attributed to labor. And what that means is between about 5 or 10% is the cost of supplies. Although price is important, without doubt, really to meet these needs and new demands from COVID-19 and that issue, we're going to have to really maximize our labor savings. And it doesn't matter what currency we're in, we're definitely going to have to do that. So welcome to today's video. Let's walk through washrooms here, showing you those efficient ways that you can really lower those costs and at the same time improve your cleaning overall. So let's get started. Okay, so some of the most popular ways that people still clean today is they basically will take a bit of a trigger sprayer and they'll take paper towel and they'll spend a lot of time cleaning, bending, using this paper towel, which is a real old way. I guess it works, but you can see the amount of time that takes. As an alternative to the trigger sprayer and the paper towel, we've been talking about our pump-up sprayers. Just simply pump to pressurize. And what you can see there, now I've applied in just a very quick motion my disinfectant. Obviously I want to do a pre-clean, which I'm doing. Okay, I've done that, and I'm basically going to put on fine mist and walk away. Much faster than a trigger sprayer, much more pickup than paper towels and things like that. Microfiber, our ES15, our pump-up sprayer, way more efficient for you. So here's another area. We've talked about these before. These are our color-coded charge buckets. Blue in a particular part of your facility, red, orange, yellow, green, and they're usually 4 different colors. Now what I've done, I've put my disinfectant solution in here. I've actually pre-wrung this, so you've got your housekeeping cart. So this is a good way as well. I can take this, okay, and I can apply my disinfectant solution. Very, very simple. I allow my dry time, and then I can basically wipe from here, and that's an actual efficient way, much better way than a trigger sprayer and a paper towel for sure. So that's another option. Okay, so back again here. So we've talked about the trigger sprayer, we've talked about the pump-up sprayer. Let's talk about a scrub sleeve. Now this is usually out of a window kit. So I would saturate this sleeve in my cleaner and disinfectant of choice. And what you could see is I can just basically go up and I can go down. I can do all of these surfaces extremely fast and have that done. My dwell time can stay intact, the whole works. When it comes to actually drying it, it's basically a squeegee, up and down, okay? Not gonna get too fancy here, but what you can see is I could do this relatively easy, and I'm done. A little extension wand as well. If you're a little shorter, ceilings are a little taller, what you can see is you can get these anywhere, good distributor. I can take and attach my squeegees, my scrub sleeves, so what you can see is I can get to the top easily without stretching whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I can go pretty well right to a ceiling without question. Very efficient tools, better than trigger sprayer, better than pump-up sprayer. But I'm going to show you another way now, and that's actually a flat mop, so let's show you that. Another tool is for efficiency this is called an actual hand trowel. This takes a typical flat mop, a microfiber flat mop, and you can see I want to really be fast and I want to be thorough. So what you can see is the speed I can go through. I can go through these surfaces extremely fast without coming in contact with anything. I can do my clean and disinfect, and I can actually do a dry because I have drying cloths for these as well, and I'm done. Much more efficient way. Okay, we just talked about this as doing the partitions and things like that, but let's talk about wall washing, because There's a lot of areas where dust bunnies go there. There's a lot of spew, maybe some splashing and spilling and things like that. So, but how do we actually clean these walls? Well, generally it's a ladder. And what we do know from a health and safety standpoint, we want to keep people's feet on the ground because there's less risk of a slip and fall. So again, just various brands and things. This one's just one that I had handy. Adjustable, but I have an 8-foot ceiling, and you can see there easily that I'm going right to the top, you know, without even stretching or even barely raising my shoulders. So I always want to start and do the top, okay? I'm going to do my edge, and then I can go in a back and forth, I can go like floor finish, and I can go side to side, swirling that way. But you can see I'm not bending, my back's not bending at all, I'm not putting any stress on me. The other thing too, when it comes to these famous things, especially when COVID-19 is in the air, we do not want to have our workers around any of these splash areas. These are bodily fluids no matter what way you look at it. So I want to keep a distance. So again, a flat tool, starting at the top, I can simply go across in any fashion that I want, okay? But when it comes to getting down around here, look at how easily and thoroughly that does that job. I can go right in these specific areas, splash areas, the coves, whatever. I've got that area without touching it, staying away from any contaminants, a safer, faster way to clean. Okay, one of the items on our checklist as well is high dusting. These are things that are typically not done because they're high in the air and there's a risk. It takes time to get ladders and things like that. So this is just a lamb's wool duster. They've come in feather dusters, synthetic, whatever. You can see again, it's extendable. You can shorten it or lengthen it depending on the height of the person. But I want to do anything to do with the ceiling vent. I want to do anything. You can see I can stand back easily. Okay, and I can do these whole entire surfaces, these top edges, I can do in these areas which are very seldom cleaned. Go down, I can go right to the floor, okay? I can go along baseboards, I can go right to the top of the ceiling without stretching. I can do all kinds of vents, okay, where the dust is, and these ceiling vents where there's typically a lot of nasty things. And if you remember, COVID-19 is a droplet-based product, and this isn't the world of TV. This has got a good cleaning protocol, this washroom. We didn't find a lot, but imagine keeping your feet on the ground, being able to dust everything. Lots of these bend for different shapes, pipes and HVAC systems and things. Your best friend when it comes to efficiencies with cleaning washrooms. So when it comes to doing floors, we've talked about double buckets versus single cavity buckets before. This is a typical double bucket. They come all kinds of brands, different manufacturers. But what I like about this is we're disinfecting floors. If we're out mopping and we're mopping the floor like so, and we come back and we're dipping and rinsing out our mop, which is dirty by the way, in our fresh solution, and we wring it out and go clean again, we are spreading possible contamination. We want to lower that risk and avoid it. So why we use a double bucket is because this is my fresh solution. Okay, I'm going to dip, I'm going to come out, and I'm going to wring, just like I normally would with any particular wringer. Okay, I'm going to go mop my floor, just like so. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to go right to the wringer. Just bear with me a second. I'm going to go right to the wringer and wring out the majority of dirt and grit and things that you pick up on the floor. Then simply do a recharge in fresh solution, just a dip. Back in here to wring it out accordingly, and then I go back to the floor. What does that do for me? It stops me from contaminating my fresh disinfectant solution. I get a lot more mileage around the facility. I don't have to go back to the custodial janitorial closet near as many times, reducing labor dramatically. I've got a cleaner, safer result on the floor every single time. Not a question of whether you should consider a double cavity bucket. It's which brand best suits your facility. Single cavity buckets are really soil spreaders without doubt, and you deserve better in your facility, so I would suggest that. More efficiencies post-coronavirus. We've talked before about our SERVCLEAN Drain CL. This is a sodium hypochlorite based powder. It just simply is like laundry detergent, where you would basically pour half a cap for anything above the floor, a full cap for the floors. So what you can see, I've got a dirty drain here. It's very dry, so you're simply going to have strong odors that come out of there. Put the cap on, going to add a little bit of water, and this is all you need to do to this floor drain. You'll see in a few seconds that's going to activate the foam. You're going to see it come up. It is going to sanitize that drain. It is going to clear out any fruit flies or any bugs, any organic matter that are there. This drain is so active, it'll go 10 to 15 feet down the drain. This will all subside in a few minutes, but what you can see here coming up, depending, is you'll see all the black specks, more than likely bugs. Definitely a cause of foul odors in your facility, and very, very simple way to use it. Okay, so what you'll notice, we've done the floor drain. That's actually continuing to sanitize. We do the same thing. That's a cap in the floor drains. Anything above the floor, meaning a sink, a urinal, a drain, anything like that, you just simply do a half a cap, put it in like so, right? And what you'll see is when the flusher goes, and the flusher never goes when you want it to go, I'm going to add a touch of water just to get it to activate faster. And what you'll see here is you're starting that foaming action is going down, cleaning the traps, eliminating any bugs, any kind of sanitizing any organic matter that may be there, and getting rid of that foul smell that comes from urinals. Another way to do it very quickly, housekeeping can come in and do this as part of their regular routine, and have basically about the best smelling washrooms that you could possibly get. More importantly, free flowing drains, less calls to the plumber, less annoyance. So another use for Drain CL from SERVCLEAN is your drains. Drains in the sinks and counters actually sometimes back up. In fact, they do quite regularly, and they have foul odors. So what you see here, I'll just add simply a little bit of water, okay, to this solution, and I'll let it do its work. So right now it's down in the drain, it's going 10 to 15 feet. It's dislodging organic matter here, and you can see the activation foam coming up. If there's any fruit flies or anything, it'll drive them right out of there. But most importantly, you'll help keep your drains flowing freely, reduce odors, and get rid of any bothersome bugs and things like that as well. So now we're focusing on the toilet bowl. Real exciting part of the facility to be in, but you know what? It's what we do. So you'll notice the water level of the bowl. That's typically where it is. But what happens is the ring and the lime buildup and the staining, mildew and things gathers around the water line. So when you add a general purpose cleaner or a bowl cleaner or a disinfectant, you've got a water barrier there, so you don't get that good a result. What does that force the custodial janitorial person to do? Spend more time, more labor, highest part of your spend. Let's show you a quick, efficient way to make it easier. Take my bowl brush, there's all kinds of them, and I just simply want to just thrust the water over like that 3 or 4 times, and you can see now I've got, if there's any kind of lime buildup or whatever it is, I can then take my disinfectant, I can take my bowl cleaner, I can take whatever I'm going to use, and you'll see that'll actually drain down, coming in contact with where the crust is and the staining and all of those things. And I want to rotate through my bathroom. First thing I'm going to do is do my bowls and urinals, and you can see as I'm cleaning other parts of the washroom, this is doing the work for me. Better, safer, faster. So now we've gone from our bowls and we want to go to our urinals. And this is again some of the problems that you run into. Strong odors, urine smells, clogging, those things. This is our ES51, which is our eco-certified washroom cleaner. Very good for porcelain fixtures, for bowls, for urinals, for sinks and things like that. I want to just simply do a flush first because you don't know what's been in there before. If you're in a school in a chemistry lab and they decide to put something down there and then you add this, it could be the opposite side of the pH scale. So let's not take that risk and just simply apply up, okay, around the throat, around the neck that's up in there, and let it sit. If I have 1 urinal, 2 urinals, I'm going to move to those now as I go through and let that product actually clean and disinfect if you choose a disinfectant, and let it do the work for you. Much faster, much safer. Obviously, at the end, when you come back, okay, you want to give it a real nice aggressive scrub, okay, around the edges, and you're done, and then just give it a flush and you're done. Okay, and for one of the final steps we're going to talk about here is we're going to talk about mirrors and glass. We've got an exceptional Enviro Solutions 77 NFP. That stands for no flash point. There's no alcohol in here. It's an ECP certified, so Ecolugger certified. And typically the way you would do it is spray there and you use a paper towel, okay, is one way that people that do it, okay? Or they'll actually do a spray and they'll use a microfiber cloth or whatever, but this is a slow process. This is an original process, and you can see it'll actually work very well. It'll flash off in probably about 20 seconds. If I have one mirror, that's not a bad thing. Okay, it doesn't take me a long time, but I really want to try and find you labor efficiencies. Of course, you can do the original way with paper towels and microfiber and things like that, but if you've got a lot of mirrors and a lot of windows in your facility, let's look at a more efficient way. So I applied my glass cleaner on here. You can actually use a disinfectant. If you have a lot of issues of cross-contamination, medical facilities and things, you can actually use a disinfectant and then do obviously a water rinse afterwards, or you'll get some streaking. But look at this sheet of mirror. I can simply go nice, slow, not a lot of pressure, not reaching. If there's lipstick or something there that's grease or body lotion, you know, whatever, I can give it some agitation. And then I just simply take my squeegee, okay? And this is an art. This is things that aren't easy to learn. You have to practice. But you usually start at the bottom. You'll go up across the surface, basically in a figure 8 pattern. Okay, across, wipe your squeegee off, wipe any particular contact points or where you've got a little bit of product left back on, and look at how easy that was. No reaching, no strain. You can use this, these refills over and over and over again. Use your product of choice. You can use a glass cleaner, you can use a disinfectant as long as you rinse, and look at the end result. Okay, so hopefully what you were able to see today is we've got all kinds of labor efficiencies for cleaning washrooms, shower rooms, change rooms, whatever it may be. And then also what we're introducing today as well is our brand new Enviro Solutions post-coronavirus washroom cleaning program checklist. This is basically a sign-off weekly, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you want to add Saturday and Sunday, we can. And this is identifying the washrooms. So what you need is the preparation, the cleaning and disinfecting procedures. There's a quality assurance and cleanup program here for you, to checklist to check it off. And then we've also included a few labor and cleaning efficiencies for you for training your people, giving you new ideologies on how to actually clean in a post-coronavirus situation. Just one other way at Charlotte, one example of us giving you proven programs that help lower the risk of an outbreak. Thank you.